My memory sucks. I couldn't remember if I did it or not. I'm like, "Wait, did I already do that?" Hey, guys, happy Thursday. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me. So much happening. How many of you guys, because I know that I don't think they released it to everybody, but how many of you guys, just show of hands in the chat, have you gotten the email for the sample website? Does everybody have that now? I know, they were slowly doing it. Okay, Rachel, no to you. Okay. All right. So some do, some don't. Okay. Um, I think what they're doing, I've had like so many messages the last couple of days, people asking me, they're like, is this like a special thing for only certain people? And I think what they're doing is making sure there was no glitches and things like that. Like it was running okay. And then there'll be like I'm assuming releasing it to everybody like really quickly here. So hang tight. Because I totally don't know how they decided that. But honestly, you can still do it. You could still utilize it, not utilize it, but I mean, you could still like start talking about it. You know what I mean? You can still start making plans. So it's coming. As far as I know, I think they were just checking for glitches. Um, so we have 10 days left in the month. We are rounding out May, which is so crazy to me. I mean, I don't know about you guys, and maybe it's because last year went so slow because of COVID. I don't know if you all felt like that, but when you can't leave your house, I just felt like every day drug on. And now that things are getting a little bit more back to normal and like life seems to be a little bit easier. I mean, some states are completely open. I know here where I'm at in Arizona, we lifted like a ton of stuff. So I don't know if it's that, and that's why I feel like this year is going so fast, but I swear to you, I feel like it was just January and now it's almost the end of May. I'm like, what is going on? Like, either I'm really super old and now every year is just going to seem like 1 minute, or it's because of COVID last year. And I just feel like it's going like so super fast because it's actually been like, we've gotten to travel, go to conference, lifestyle getaway. Like we actually got to do some things. So I think it might be that's that feeling of going a little faster. But with that said, we just came out of bonus season and I one of my favorite things to do is talk to people that grabbed bonuses and congratulate them and let them share their stories. And if you guys have been on this Zoom the last few weeks, that's what I've done. I've tried to get as many people in as I can, and some of their tips have been amazing. Their stories, oh my gosh, like so inspiring, and getting off and just going, man, wow, what that person had to overcome to be where they are now. If they can do it, I can do it too. And we're going to do some more of that tonight. But before we get into that, I wanted to talk a tiny, teeny, tiny bit about feeling stuck. And I want everybody to be super vulnerable with me in the chat. If you want to, you don't have to. Obviously, it's optional. But how many of you, okay, well, I got a couple questions. How many of you grabbed a bonus in January, February, March, or April, and you feel like you probably might not be getting it back this month? Just in the chat, like me, just curious how many people think, well, I might lose it this month. And I want, if you guys want to be vulnerable, that's good, because I want you guys to see you are not alone, and there's a reason for this. It's not to so everybody goes, oh, look at this, everybody's losing bonuses. But I want to be able to share some with you, and I also want you to see, okay, you're not alone. This is common. This stuff happens. How many of you in January, February, March, and April? How many of you tried really hard to get a bonus, but it just didn't happen? Give me a like a heart emoji in the comments or something, so we know that you're one of those. You're one of me. You're in that category with me, where you wish you could have got a bonus but you didn't get one. And then my last question is, how many of you feel like you're just stuck. Like you're stuck. You're just freaking stuck. And it's okay. It's all right. Be for real. Be honest. Look at these me's, you all. Who thought they were alone? Who thought they were the only one? Who was like comparing their business to other people's because social media makes us feel like everybody but us is doing amazing, right? We look at social media and we're like, dang, am I the only one that their business just feels like it sucks right now? Um, we do that, right? Because nobody's going to go to social media and go, guess what, guys? I got a huge bonus, but now I'm not getting it back this month. Nobody's going to go to social media and say, well, I tried really hard, but it didn't happen. And nobody's going to go to social media and say my PPA is 0. Like, dude, that's not what we do, right? Our storefront is our social media, and we want to portray that we are, growing and moving forward in our business really wherever we're at, right? I mean, and that's with every business on the face of the earth. Nobody's going to go to, social media or anywhere in public and go, man, this sucks. You want to portray that it's good. And that is just common, right? So, I just did a call the other night for some of Stephanie G's team, and that their question was, what do you do when you feel stuck? And my answer was, I'm never stuck. And stuck is a mindset. To me, stuck is a negative mentality. Stuck means that you're not doing anything, and that's your choice. So I want you guys to change that, and I want you guys to change your verbiage and your mindset. You're not stuck. You're in a season, and that season right now for you could be switching some things up, planting a ton of seeds. That could just be your season. I've been doing this now for almost 12 years. It's like crazy to me that I have been in this industry that long, because it seems like yesterday that I was crawling through the back seat of the one door that opened in my car and going to work 70 hours a week waiting tables. When you do that for 25 years, you know what I mean? 11 years, I mean, most of my life till I was 37 years old was a struggle bus. And now 10 years of it it has been pretty awesome, I've got to say, because of this industry. But I didn't forget, what that was like. And I can tell you that getting into this industry, almost 12 years, you guys, I have seen the same things happen for 12 years, the same things. And there's seasons in people's businesses, and everybody's season is a tiny bit different. Like for me, like things always suck for me in like October, November, December. But there's other people that those are the months they promote. And then their season was just the last couple months that they felt like they were in a planting seed season. So what I want you guys to stop feeling like is that, I want you to stop getting in your head. First and foremost, I want you to be thankful and grateful. If you're one of those people that you said, yes, I got a bonus, but I may not get it back this month, that's okay. Guess what? How blessed are you that you even got it in the first place, and that you were even able to collect 1 month of more money than that was on top of your normal paycheck? Like, how cool is that? Like, even if, let's say you just didn't get the bonus back at all, which you had the opportunity to, by the way, but let's just say you didn't, and all you grabbed it was for 1 month. How blessed is that? Right? That's crazy. That's so cool. I mean, it's extra money on top of what you normally make. That's so freaking cool. So I want you to be so very grateful for that. And then for those of you guys that didn't get a bonus, but you tried hard, I want you to be so grateful that you got to the end. And here's the thing. I bet you those of you, I bet you there's some of you right now that this month is a really good month for you. And you're like, why wasn't this happening when it was during the bonuses? Why are things growing now? And the reason why is because a lot of you guys woke up when those bonuses were announced, you were hibernating, and all of a sudden you were like, oh my God, I'm going to start working. And then you started doing the right things. And now, because of your efforts over the last 90 days, things are looking good this month, because it's like a 90-day roundabout. Whatever you do now is what starts to come to fruition in 90 days. And then there's some of you that there's two types of people on this Zoom. There's the type of person that's going to be stuck and stay stuck and have the stuck mentality. And then there's the type of person that's going to understand their seasons in a business, and they're going to go, you know what? My PPA is a little low right now, or zero. I'm not signing anyone, and no one seems to be interested right this second. But you know what? I'm going to take this time, and I'm really going to up my game. I'm going to learn something new. You know what? I'm not on Instagram, and I don't get it. And I'm going to figure that out. While I've got this time right now, I'm going to do that. I'm going to figure out how to make a TikTok. Never done that before. New way to grow my business. You know what? I'm going to get into new Facebook groups. I'm going to, you know how I was only maybe friend requesting 20 people a week? I'm going to up that to 40. Like, there's two types of people, and you got to decide what group you're going to be in, because I'm in the group I'm going to be here in 10 years. Lavelle's not going anywhere. Lavelle is not going anywhere. And my paychecks are going to go up and down. And sometimes my volume is going to be 4 million a month, and sometimes it's going to go back to under 1 million. I've been watching that happen for 3 years now. I'm like, whoa, this is the craziest thing ever. And then it's down, and then it's up, and then it's down. And then I have an amazing weekly paycheck, and then it's half of what it was. It's like, that's this business, right? I've been doing this for 12 years. But the thing I know is that, and this is what I want you guys to ask yourself. If you were here last year at this time, and I want to meet in the comments, if you were here last year at this time, if you have grown since last year, whether that is by rank, volume, in any way, shape, or form, from May of last year to May of this year, if you have grown, say me in the comments. That's celebration. That's it. You're doing the right thing, because May is my gauger. May every year is my gauge. So what I do every May, because I know the rest of the year is going to be up and down. I know what's coming, and I know what my business looks like, and I know when my slow times are, and when numbers go down, and then they go back up, and then they go down. So how I gauge my business every year is by the month of May. And in the month of May, if my numbers, if my paychecks, if my numbers are bigger than they were last May, if I've made growth in my business then in the month of May, then I'm moving in the right direction. I'm doing something right. Nobody on here, if you're stuck, if you're choosing to be stuck. If you feel as though the word stuck is related to the fact that you're not signing customers and promoters, then you're going to feel stuck a lot. You're going to always be in a bad mood. I don't dictate my success, nor do I dictate whether I'm fast or slow by my PPA. If I did that, I would be down in the dumps all the time. I dictate whether I'm fast or slow by my actions. And I'll tell you what, I have not signed one person this month, but I have been more busy this month making new relationships and connections, because the last couple months have been really good for me. This month, not good, but I exhausted my market. Now I'm diving back in, adding more people, getting, and because I know in about 3 months, which usually July, August, I always see a big boost, because I've exhausted it in the busy season. Then May hits, and it's always a slower month for me. Then it picks back up, slowly picks back up, because I build those new relationships, and then it's like ebbs and flows, right? So I just want everybody on here to get that better mentality. I want you to think about things a little bit differently. And I want you to start dictating your success based off of what you're doing, your actions. If you know a little more than last year, and let me tell you what, if you're on the Zoom right now and you weren't here last year to compare any numbers, then you have no business saying the word stuck. If you have not been in at least a year, you do not have any business saying the word stuck. You're not stuck. You're in learning mode. You're in figuring it out mode. You're in just surviving everyday mode to get this down mode because you started something new mode. It's like, you don't have any business feeling stuck yet. Stuck is a mentality, and stuck is something that is your personal choice. Okay. Every single person on here. So get rid of that. I want you to get it out of your mind right now. And I want to know, you know what, I've learned in 12 years to take advantage of times where my business is slow as far as signing up people. And even if my team slows down a little bit, I utilize that time to go, okay, now I can make more connections. I've got the time. I utilize that time to go, what have I been wanting to do that I'm going to start figuring out? What can I do to grow my business? Like I hone in on those things, and I utilize the times that my business seems a little slower. And then I'm busy as heck because I'm learning something new, or I'm adding new people to social media and finding new ways to do that. Like, so for me, it's never an issue of stuck, because I've been doing this 12 years. I know that it's just never stuck. It'll never be stuck. As long as you keep doing all the right actions, you're never stuck. So I just wanted to give you my little speech really quick and hope that you all can change your mentality, thought process. And I hope that you are so grateful for wherever you are right now. And I hope you also know that big things are coming. They always are with Lavelle. There is going to be more bonuses. And my question for all of you is, are you going to be ready to grab it again, or for the first time next time? Will you be in place? Will you be ready? Okay, so I have some amazing people on tonight that are going to be sharing their stories. And I'm going to start with Thuy. Thuy, are you on with me?
Yes, I'm on.
Hi, Thuy.
Hi.
Twin and Thuy. Thuy and Thuy. You guys, I love it. I am so excited to hear a little bit about your story. And I know you went 12K, right?
Yes.
Okay, so last month you went 12K. Share with us just a little bit about what you were doing, like before you found Lavelle. Like, how did you find Lavelle? And then kind of a little bit about your journey to 12K.
So I found the Lavelle through my friends, but I mean, it was all over where I live. I live in Stockton, California, so it's a little small city. And I just kept hearing about it, but I really didn't like stay focused until I saw my friends' results on social media. And I was like, I'm always been into the fitness and health and wellness and all that stuff. And I'll try anything. I don't even really ask much questions. I just, when I see results, I'm like, okay, what are you on? I'm gonna hop on. So, I mean, I bought the package right away. I was like, whatever you're doing, I am hopping on. So my journey started in June. And I was one of those that was like, okay, I'm just gonna, try it out for a couple months and see how it goes. My first month, I saw amazing results. So I started sharing. And my friends were like, oh, you should just promote, or my upline, they're like, you should promote. And I was like, oh no, it's okay, I don't need the extra money. But they're like, well, you're already sharing it, so why not? So in July, I hit the promoter button. And during that time, I think that $1,000 credits came out. And so I was going hard. I was like, okay, I want that $1,000 credit, because I was like, I love the product, so I want to try more. So the next month I hit my 4K. And then after that, it slowed down. It really did slow down for me. But, I just kept going because I see the opportunity, the products worked. I just stayed plugging in with my uplines, with the team. I always hop into Zooms. I was just listening to like everybody. I went onto your Zooms. I just stayed plugged in, follow the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying consistent. And more so now, I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone. I'm an introvert, so I'm very nervous right now. But I started trying to hop on and show my face a lot more, and that seems like that's been helping. Yeah, and staying coachable. I think that was the one thing that kind of stuck in my head was, yeah, staying coachable. There's always room to grow.
I love it. And oh, he's so cute. Hi, baby. And here's the thing too, is like, you're gonna go up and down. That's business. That's all businesses. But the fact that you stick with it and plug in, I think that is the most important part. Every single person that I talk to that starts to get in a funk, one of the first questions I ask them is, are you staying plugged in? And a lot of them are like, well, I haven't felt like it because I've been feeling down. Or you've got to like stay connected to your team. And you have to be coachable. You have to be willing to try something new. And let me tell you what, I would say the majority of people that join network marketing are introverts. I know I was like, I'm not talking in front of people. That is uncomfortable. Like but pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, that creates growth. And it is uncomfortable at first, but once you do it, you're proud of yourself afterwards. You know what I mean? You're like, I did that. And it gives you courage to like go do something else. That's common sense. If you guys go like study that or Google it, it talks about how if you are afraid to do certain things, it's about those baby steps, but each little baby step gives you the confidence to go do that next thing. It builds up some kind of chemical in your brain, and it's like the coolest thing ever because it makes you believe that you can do the next thing. And that's really truly what it is all about. What are some things that stick out to you as far as like going to 12K? Were there like specific things that you were, besides 5 4 3 2 1, that you feel like people need to do every day?
What do you mean? Like, yeah, that's something we should do every day. But I would say during the rank advancement, I think I like did it like overload. During the rank advancement, I did it overload. I reached out to like so many people.
And the connections, you're just making sure that are you in people's inboxes, or are
Yeah.
you like kind of posting on Facebook and in your stories and in Instagram and they're
Yeah.
reaching out to you?
All of the above. So building connections. So I don't just barf thrive. I try to build connections first. When I see their story, I'll just make a comment. Like birthdays, I'll just comment, say, oh, happy birthday. It's been a long time since we chatted. So building connections first.
Awesome, awesome. Um, and really that's, I mean, as I know people probably get sick of getting on Zooms and hearing everyone say that, but I mean, success leaves clues, you guys. We all say that because that is what you have to do to grow your business. You've got to build relationships and make connections with people other than just thrive, because that's where people get to know you and like you and trust you. And then all of a sudden when you want to talk about thrive, their ears are more open, they're willing to listen. Or because you've been building that connection or relationship outside of thrive, then when you make a post about thrive, they're more willing to ask you, they're more likely to ask you about it. So is there anything else you can think of, like any tip at all that you want to leave us with?
My For me, my main thing was really staying connected. I do go in a funk a lot. So what helped me is staying connected and reaching to my upline. The community is so positive. So once you get connected, you just feel more uplifted when you stay connected.
Amen. And seriously, you guys, this isn't nothing about what we do as rocket science. It really isn't. I mean, the system that we have with Lavelle is simple: two customers, two promoters, do it, teach it. And then all of these little things in between about building relationships, staying connected to your upline, and getting on Zooms when you can. Like, there's not a secret to success in this. It's just being consistent. And I would say I agree with you so much, Twee. Staying plugged in is probably the number one thing, because if you can't stay in the right frame of mind, and if you can't be around like-minded people that believe in you and have the same kind of goals as you and are pushing and driving you and motivating you, then you are going to lose your focus, and you're definitely going to not feel like you're a part of something. I mean, feeling a part of something, I think, is such a huge part of this. So thanks so much, Twee. I appreciate you. You're
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks, honey, and good luck. I'm pretty sure if you keep doing what you're doing, 40K will be a very quick next stop. Thank
Thank you.
you, honey. Okay, I am gonna move on. Sam, are you on with me?
I am.
Hey, Sam. And Sam, you actually, wait, hubby went 4K and you went 12K, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
re-ranked 12K.
That's pretty cool though. The $4,000 bonus, you re-ranked to 12K, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, that's not a bad gig. So you've got an auto bonus coming in now, and then hubby 4K, $4,000 bonus. So I bet you, Tuesday was a nice little payday.
It was beautiful. My car actually broke today. So
Shut up.
I was like, it was something telling me I need to go get a new car.
Well, girl, I think that was a sign from the heavens above. And
Right?
it'll make you keep that 12K. You're gonna be like, I gotta keep this 12K now. So Sam, I would love for you to share a little bit with us about your journey. Because obviously when you said re-ranked to 12K, that means you were one at one point and then lost it. And that's a lot of, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with everybody on here. That's going to be most people's stories, up and down, up and down, up and down. Most people don't just come into the company and they're like, oh, I'm 200K and it's amazing and blah blah blah. I mean, it is a ride of up and down, but the rewards are so worth it and so sweet, as you're finding out right now, and sticking with it. So can you share with everybody a little bit about how you found Lavelle and then kind of what your journey has looked like so far?
Yeah, I found Lavelle just over 2 years ago. Um, I was a stay-at-home mom. I had just had my third baby, and I was following somebody on social media, and I just kept seeing all of these posts about how great she was feeling, and her son's just slightly older than mine. And I was like, there's no way. This is all crap. I feel terrible. I don't want to get off the couch. I'm exhausted. So I bought a mini off of her just, to make myself feel better that it was a total fraud. And lo and behold, by the time I finished my 6 day mini, I had joined the company as a promoter, made a friend who turned into one of my best friends, and I never looked back. Um, and I stayed pretty slow paced. I did not rank up to 4K until January. So December they had released the bonuses where if you hit 4K for the first time, you get 2K. And my upline Brittany sat in my kitchen, and we did not leave my kitchen until I hit that 4K rank. And then it was smooth sailing. I was like, okay, I'm okay with 4K. And then May of last year, um, I was like, okay, I'm done being, I'm just coasting. I don't want to coast. My son was in a terrible accident, and I was determined to change our life. We weren't going to live in that accident. We needed the income desperately. So May of last year, I went 12K for the first time, and my team like took off. And I held on to it for a couple of months, and then I lost 12K again, and I let myself stay in that slump. I never went down below a 4K, but I just coasted again. And it was more because I needed to relearn how to do my business because I was relearning how to live after everything that had happened. I knew I wasn't giving up on the products. I wasn't walking away from Lavelle. You couldn't take it away from me if you tried, but I wasn't in a position to lead the way I needed to. I kept my core team. Luckily, I've only lost two of them, which is a blessing because a lot of the time in this industry, you'll see people come and go like crazy. I've been very blessed to have my team really stick behind my back, and we've got a great bond. And when I heard about these bonuses, I was like, all right, I need to set the example. I talked to my husband, we created him a promoter account, and I told him, I was like, you're going to watch me do this. Nothing's stopping me. I will be 4K on your account. I'm going to show my team, doesn't matter how far you fall, you can climb back up. Anything is possible.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. And here's the thing is things in life happen. I mean, how many of you guys on the Zoom tonight has life happened? Like some things happened since you've been in Lavelle along the way and it kind of derailed you like for a minute. You weren't able to work it like you really wanted to work it. But the thing is that it's always here. As long as you don't give up, as long as you don't hit the quit button, you know what I mean? As long as you don't say I'm done, you don't ever have to be done. You can decide at any point, just like Sam did, you can decide at any point to go, that's not going to be my story and I'm going to do this. Like, that's the cool part about this. And really, it's, if you hear anybody talk about being in a place where things fell backwards, 90% of the time, not all the time, but I would say a good 90% of the time, that person will absolutely tell you. I mean, you hear it on these Zooms all the time, that they are not doing what they could be doing, that they are not, they kind of had to look in the mirror and then go, okay, I need to do this, or I got to step up my game, or, I'm going to try something new. But that's what I want you guys to think about right now as you guys have this month. And if you feel like you're in a little bit of a funk, choose to not be in that funk. Choose to make it a time where you are, picking yourself up and learning something new and making a decision. Because it sounds like, Sam, part of that was you made the decision. Like you said, I got to show my team. You said you were going to do it and you did it. So what was it like getting that paycheck Tuesday?
My husband did not believe me. Like he works 55 hours a week, and I'm like, I just made more than you. And he goes, no way. He did not believe it at all. And it could not have come at a better time. We're in the middle of like a massive renovation. We bought a house, and it's definitely, everything's falling into place.
That is so, so stinking cool. And I mean, now it's just a matter of keep doing whatever you were doing. That's the thing, you guys. Well, whatever was working when you made it happen, or when your business was on fire, or I mean, most of the time, those same things are still going to work for you. You just have to keep doing them and not get in a place where you get complacent. And I mean, now more than ever, especially if you've got momentum, just keep it in your forefront and do it, right? Do it, because don't make excuses. Here's the thing is that we've got a girl on our team that's been with me since I joined. And every year when they announce bonuses is when, for some reason, and I don't know if it's mental for her or whatever, but that's the only time she promotes. And she has grabbed every single one of these dang bonus. She grabbed her 4K bonus the first year, second year 12K bonus, third year, she grabbed a 40K bonus. Like, it's so crazy, but how cool is that? That's a lot of money in bonuses. And I promise you, she is not sitting like, never once have I heard her go, man, that sucks, I'm not at 200K yet. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, she's probably seen some paychecks bigger than me with the bonuses in it. So just know that your journey is your journey. I think that's the most important thing. Is there anything you want to end with, Sam? Like, if you could give everybody one tip on, what would it be?
My tip is, find your why and your brand. Mine has changed drastically over the last 2 years, and that's the best thing you can do is let your business grow with the way your life changes.
Love it. Could not have given a better tip. Well, Sam, I'm so excited for you. And when I saw your name in there, I'm like, oh my gosh, Sam has been with us for a while. So I was super excited to see that, things are happening. And for me, it's always validation. When I know somebody's been in a while and then I start to see that growth, it just validates what I'm always saying on these Zooms, which is if you don't give up and you keep going, you're always going to go back up. And I mean, this should be proof every week, guys. We have at least one person with that story on this Zoom. That's how, Sam's living proof, and just me being able to share with you and tell you what I've seen, it's proof, and you just can't give up. So Sam, thank you for the tips, and I'm excited for you. Keep going, don't stop. And I mean, I can't wait to interview you when you go 40K.
Oh, it's happening. So I'll hold you to it.
Yay. Thank you so much, Sonny.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna go on. Katie Lindquist, are you on with me?
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, Katie. Oh my gosh,
Hi,
Katie.
Lisa.
Also, you are another person that I was so excited to see your name, because you've also been with us for a little while. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And I know you grabbed 12K. I would love for you to share a little bit with everybody about, when you came into Lavelle, how you found it, and then a little bit about your journey to this point also.
Okay. Well, thanks for asking me to be on. This is totally out of my comfort zone. But I didn't even hesitate for a second. I was like, I was in the car with my husband and I look at him. I'm like, Lisa K. Fuller just asked me to be on tonight's Zoom and I'm going to say yes. And I've been so nervous for the last 3 hours, but I know this is so good for my growth. And one of my like big lifetime goals is to be on a huge stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people and to just pour into people and to motivate people and give people full body goosebumps and just be that motivational speaker. And I'm like, if I'm going to do that someday, because that scares like the living daylights out of me to even think about it. But for some reason, like that's so important to me. So I'm like, I have to be able to sit here on a Zoom and talk to you guys with Lisa if I'm ever going to get to that bigger goal. So thank you, Lisa, for asking me. My name is Katie, and I've been with Lavelle for 16 months. Before Lavelle, I still am a mom to 6 kids. My husband and I also do foster care. Actually, up until a couple months ago, we actually had 8 kids because we had twin little boys that we were fostering for the longest time too. So we always have a very busy household. My husband works a full-time job. I am a stay-at-home mom. And before Lavelle, I worked in the evenings as a gymnastics coach, which I coached elite level athletes, which meant that I was working very late nights. And I was gone on the weekends all the time because we were always traveling to different competitions. And with that being said, I never saw my husband. He would walk in the door from work. I literally was running out the door. There was days that I actually left before he even came home. And I'm like, I told my kids, like, Dad will be home in a few minutes or whatever, you know? And I missed family dinners. I missed putting my kids to bed. I missed just watching TV at night with my family. I wasn't there to help my kids with their homework. I missed out on my kids' sports, their activities, because I was with my athletes. And I did that for 15 years and I started to really become resentful. As much as I loved coaching, I was just becoming resentful that I was missing out on being a mom, you know, even though I was home with my kids all day, I wasn't with them at night. I just wasn't there for the family stuff and I missed out on the weekends and stuff like that. So I was looking for another way to make money because I had to be able to replace money because money was very tight for us. We lived paycheck to paycheck. We needed that income. So if I was going to stop coaching, I needed to be bringing in something else. And I actually was with another network marketing company for 10 months before I joined Lavelle. And I wasn't making any money. Like I never made a paycheck with them. I was spending more, like I was putting more into my business than I was getting in return. So Katie is my upline, Katie Muntz, and I had been following her for a while. I don't even know how we started following each other, but we were just friends. We were moms that would talk and comment on each other's posts. And I'd watch her. I saw what she was doing. She's so consistent. She's posting in her stories every day. I didn't know what Lavelle was and I didn't understand what the products were. But I saw how successful she was. I saw the freedom and I just craved that freedom that she had, the freedom of her time and that, she didn't have that financial burden holding her back or stopping her from doing what she wanted to do with her family. And that is what drew me into the company. I had no idea what the products even were. So I actually started and reached out to her and messaged her one day asking her, I'm like, hey, what do you do? Like, what company do you work for? And that's how I got started. So I actually hit the promote button before I even ever tried the products and just really kind of just was hoping that I was going to love the products. So that's how I got started with the company. And I did love the products. I was not a day one thriver. It took me almost a month to actually start thriving, but now I absolutely love it. I'm 100% like in love with these products. My husband thrives. Our 18-year-old daughter is a thriver. Our 16-year-old son, he does the shakes every day. So our whole family, we love the products. And I haven't looked back since. So that was kind of how I got started. And right when COVID hit, I was able to retire from coaching. So now I no longer am gone from my family in the evenings or on the weekends.
So what is your, as far as when you signed up, did you grab your VIP bonuses and like, how long did it take for you to get to this place?
So
As far
I
as like in
did
between each rank.
Okay, so I actually was prepared for that. I wrote that. I actually went in my back office so that I had like exact dates for you. I did hit my VIP 800. But this is how I did it. And this is how I teach my promoters how to do it. If they're struggling. My family was not on board. Like I should say my mom and my sister are now thrivers. They've been thriving just as long as I have. But they only started because they wanted to help me. My dad, my other sister, my brother, like I begged all of them. Nobody would help me. My cousins, nobody else wanted to do it. So what I did to hit my bonus is I signed my husband up as a promoter. And I'm like, well, you're going to do these products and try them with me anyways. He was a day one thriver, so he was completely sold. So I started his account right away. He was one promoter. I signed my mom up as a promoter as well. And I told her, I'm like, Mom, you're going to love these products so much and you're going to actually promote one day. And she's starting to think about it. Just want to throw that out there. But that's how I got my 2 promoters. And then my 2 customers, I actually did find 2 customers. And one of them actually followed me over from the other company. I did not ask them to, they just did. And that's how I hit my VIP 800. So it was kind of forced. Like I had to really like figure it out and be creative. Like, how am I going to do this? You know, and I had to rely on my husband and my mom, but I did hit that 800. And I do want to say really quick too, Lisa, when I switched companies, that was really hard for me because I don't want to say I'm a people pleaser, but I don't like when people are upset with me. I don't like to stir the pot at all. Like, I don't like drama. I don't like, people being angry with me. So I was really worried. I had made a lot of great relationships with people in my previous company. And I was really worried that me leaving, that people were going to be upset with me or think that, even like my audience that I had grown like on social media, that they were going to be watching me and think like lose trust in me and think that, oh, now you're going to, you were promoting with that company, now you're quit. And now you're with this company, like, I don't know. I just felt like I was ruining everything and have to start over, but that wasn't the truth. Like that was my own limiting beliefs. And as soon as I let go of that and was like, that's the most ridiculous thing. These people, I have truly, genuinely created relationships with them. They know who I am. And so I was just honest. And I told them why I left, that I needed to make money. It had nothing to do with the company or the people in the company, nothing. Like it was, I needed money because I was so desperate to be home with my kids and with my husband and to not miss out on everything I was missing out on. And just being true to who I was and speaking my truth, people, they believe you, they know it. People know when you guys are lying or they know when you're being true to who you are. And I think it actually helped me, honestly. And I have more people that have been watching me who would never have joined me with my other company that now have joined me with not promoting, but using the products and buying. So I just wanted to say that because I know that was something that I was really, really scared about.
No, for sure. And I think that, I always say play the favor card in the beginning of your business. Like, that's how a lot of people get started. There's no shame in that. You just always have to remember, if people are helping you out and they're not planning to work, you just have to expect that it may not go beyond that if you don't keep working. You know what I mean? Like, just
right,
know
100%.
that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then, like, how long did it take to go 4K?
Okay, so I started in January 15th, 2020. I hit 4K the next month. So I hit 4K, and I'm telling you, I had no success, guys, in my last company. So me switching companies had no effect in a negative way. I just want to throw that out there. So I went 4K the next month in February. I held 4K every month until November, and then I lost rank in November. So I think that was 7 or 8 months that I held it. Then I lost rank for 1 month. I re-ranked in December, held it for January, lost it again in February. This February 2021, just a few months ago, lost 4K again, re-ranked the next month. So every time I lost it was just for a month. I re-ranked in March to 4K, like barely, but I hit 4K, and then I hit 12K in April. So let that just show you guys, like, just because you're sitting at a certain rank for a certain amount of time, or maybe not even haven't even ranked yet, or you do rank and then you lose rank, I'm telling you right now, guys, that doesn't mean anything, because I would never, ever in a million years have guessed that I was going to hit 12K in April. After, if you would have looked at my timeline of hitting 4K, losing 4K, and 2 months before I hit 12K, I lost 4K. I wasn't even close to 4K. And then 2 months later, I hit 12K. And I actually, Lisa, it's so awesome because I have these sticky notes. Well, here, I have one here on my light that you told me to put all over our house. You didn't tell me specifically, you said it in a Zoom call. So I have little sticky notes literally all over my house. My kids they'd read it and they're like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then when they understood, they started asking me every day, Mom, what are you? Where are you at? What's your volume? Like, the pressure was on. But anyways, so I have these I am 12K sticky notes everywhere. And then I hit 12K at 4 a.m. the morning I was getting on an airplane. So I was leaving for the airport at 5. I hit 12K at 4:01 in the morning. I was sitting on my kitchen floor by myself, packing my suitcase. Okay. My kids were in bed sleeping. I'm like, this is not how I envisioned it. Like I thought, because I had wanted to go 12K for so long. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I pictured us having a family dinner together because I'm home now for family dinners. And I'm like, I'm going to like be on the computer on my phone, watching my volume go up and my kids are going to be like cheering me on and we're going to be so excited and just like waiting and the suspense building. And then I'm going to hit 12K and we're all going to be so excited. And as I hit 12K, I was sitting on my kitchen floor by myself, packing my suitcase to go to Texas. And I was full of anxiety leaving my kids. So
You know what?
I just want
Well, the one thing I wanted to point out is that is so huge to point out that you guys, it can look like it's so far away and then not be. And it really is a product of a buildup. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that depiction of that guy, like people will post it on Facebook and it's the guy picking away at the wall that because he wants to get to the gold. And then right before he's about to get to the gold, he turns around and walks away because he thinks it must not be there. That's the thing with this business is that all of the little things you're doing behind the scenes, they start adding up and they can all of the sudden start to come, seeds start to sprout out of nowhere. And it's because you just stayed consistent and didn't give up. That's around the corner for each of you. Like every single person on here, I don't know what month it'll be, but eventually it will be that for you. But you're never going to know if you quit. You'll never hit that point. You're never going to get there if you already are thinking, well, I'm stuck. Maybe the grass is greener, or maybe this isn't for me. No, get consistent, be in it for the long haul, have long-term goals. That's what network marketing is, not short-term goals, long-term goals. And if you have a long-term goal in mind, then you're not going to think about quitting every other day when it's not going your way, or every other month. Like if it's a long-term goal, that's what you're focused on, not some short-term success, because you're just not going to succeed in network marketing if it's short-term success and short-term goals. You've got to, I mean, of course, short-term goals, right? Every month I have a little goal, I miss it or I reset it, but I'm talking, you can never lose sight of that long-term goal. That has to be the end, right? The end goal is this rank for you, 200K, a millionaire, whatever, 40K. I don't know what it is for you, but whatever that end goal is, you have got to have that in mind and then go, whatever it is, I'm giving you this 5 to 7 years to hit it. And if that's your mindset, and then all you do in between is just stay consistent, learn, grow, plug in, build your network, do all the things that everybody on here tells you to do when you hop on a Zoom, you're going to hit that place where, just like Katie did, where you weren't even looking, like 12K was there and then it's here. So I mean,
Lisa, I literally logged into my back office. I think it was the 5th of the month, because I know that Megan always posts, and if she's on here, I absolutely love and appreciate that she does that in our Dream Team page. I don't know like who pays attention to that, but she always posts that. So I think it was the 5th. It was the beginning of the month, and I'm like, oh, I want to see, where am I at? You know, am I going to hit 12K? So last month for bonuses, I would love to get my bonus, you know, and I was running for it. I wasn't doing anything different. I have literally been consistent since the day I started. I do the exact same things. And because I listen to you, I listen to Stacy, I listen to Katie, like all the Zooms I go on, and I literally do what you guys tell me. And I do it every day, no matter what. And I just trust and I believe like it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm a firm believer in divine timing and that things happen for a reason. And look, if I would have gone 12K before I did, I wouldn't have got this bonus for my family. And I went 12K. And when I logged into my back office on the 5th, I was like, it was past 4K. I'm like, what? Oh my God. Like, and I like telling my husband and my kids, I was so excited. I'm like, guys, I might actually do this. But it was so easy. And that was something too. And I work a lot on this, like with like personally for myself, is to learn to get a vision, know what your goals are, know what your dreams are, be able to visualize it, and then let go of it, guys. You have to let go of it and just put it out there, whether you believe in God or the universe or whatever you believe in. But really, like truly, when you actually release it, because it's there, right? You don't have to think about it every day. It's there. And when the timing is right and when you truly are ready to receive it, you will. And it's so easy. And I'm telling you, because I just did this. I thought 12K was the end of the world. I thought 12K was going to be, like I told you guys, this big party in my house. I thought it was going to feel like I was winning the lottery. It didn't feel like any of that. I was excited. Don't get me wrong. I was grateful. I was all that stuff, but it wasn't what I thought because it just felt right. Like it just felt right because the timing was right. I was ready to receive it. I was ready for that next step on my journey with this company. And when you truly are in a good place and you're feeling happy and you are feeling like no resistance, that's when things come to you. You don't expect it. I swear to God, guys, I did not expect to go 12K that month. And then I went 12K. And it was honestly, I had stopped. I was so focused on my little sticky notes I saw everywhere. And finally I had to get to the point where I'm like, okay, I will someday be 12K. If I don't earn the bonus, I don't earn the bonus. So what? Like I can still earn that money in another way with this company. And I truly let go of it. And I stopped thinking about it all the time. I stopped checking my back office. And then, like I said, I think it was April 5th, I saw Megan post in the team page and I'm like, I wonder where I'm at. Let me just check. And I think I was at like over 6,000 QVs or whatever. And I'm like, what in the world? Like that. Okay. So this works. You let go, you release it, and it'll really happen when it's the right time. And then when it does happen, guys, it doesn't necessarily feel like you think it's going to feel because it just feels right. Like, and that's how you know it was like meant to be. And the timing is everything because it just feels like the next right step, if that makes sense. Like it just,
It does.
it's the next right thing on my journey. So it wasn't this huge winning the lottery. It was like, of course I'm 12K. Of course it just felt like, why would I not have hit it this month? It just was the next step on my journey.
I love it.
Honestly.
Katie,
So,
and you're like, so you're a bubble, you're a big bubble of joy. I want to thank you so much for hopping on today and sharing your story. And I think you just gave a lot of people a lot of hope that the consistency is going to pay off and it's going to be when they least expect it. Thank you so much. You're awesome.
thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hey, Lexie, are you there?
I am. We will
Hey.
see. I'm sitting outside to have better service.
Oh,
So
you know what? So far you're good. So let's see. You actually hit 4K and 12K, right? 4K on hubby's account, 12K on yours.
yes. And so it was really wild because some of my journey is that I was the person who got stuck and I actually stepped away for about a year. My husband was military at the time. I am a special needs mama. And so I also have a little girl that is 3. And so my hands were very full. We lived about 14 hours from family. And my husband started deploying to Africa and went to Africa 4 times. And life was just crazy. I came into this business about 2 years ago. I didn't plan to ever do the business side of this. I had been with another company and it was a company where I didn't feel like everybody was winning. I felt spammy and I didn't think I'd ever do network marketing again. And I ended up using the products. And when I say that I'm a special needs mom, my one superpower is that I literally don't sleep. So I was going on like 1 to 2 hours of sleep a night. And that's not an over exaggeration. Our son had and still has very significant sleep issues. And so I tried this product because I was an anxious mama who was exhausted. I am naturally a bubbly and happy and joyful person. I always find the positive in everything, but I didn't know where the positive in my life was. I was so tired and it was just a kind of tired that literally everything hurt. And so I tried Thrive. I was a day 1 Thriver, thank goodness. And I never looked back in the sense of using the product. As soon as the product worked, we are a very blessed family that can live off my husband's income. And so we did not need the business. But when I figured out what this product could do and how it changed my life as somebody who lives an exhausted life that so many people can't relate to, I knew that your everyday mom and dad and college student, and I mean, just everybody, people needed this product in their hand. And the one thing I felt like I was missing as a stay-at-home mom who loves her children and her husband so very much, but that's all I was a mom and a wife, that this could be my way of helping people. And I grabbed onto that and I ran. In my first, I want to say it was my first 30 days, I got my VIP 800, my VIP 1600, and I also got the 2K bonus for hitting 4K. And I was loving life. It was so good. This was before my husband left. But even with totally succeeding, seeing the vision, having the mindset of just wanting to help and pour into as many people as I could, life happened. And I was trying to pour in to my customers. I was trying to pour into my social media, and my husband was leaving. He was going to Africa. He was going to Texas, and we had no family around. And so I ended up moving in with my in-laws so that our son could get settled while my husband and their dad was going to be gone for a year. And I lost the vision. I didn't ever stop thriving. I can't imagine not thriving. But I knew that I needed to be there for myself. And I had emptied and poured out myself so much while trying to, in a sense, be single mom and living in a home that was not ours. And so like doing lives and all of that just felt really awkward and strange. And I mean, no excuse. It was just what I needed to do at that time. Looking back, I regret it greatly because I see what happened just from January to April. But I also have learned in that journey that it was another part of my journey to be able to relate to my team and to be able to relate to anybody that comes into this business, that one of the amazing benefits of this business is that we are not like other network marketing companies. You're not just a paycheck to somebody. You're not just a dollar sign. You're not just volume. That this team and this company loves you for you. And I can't imagine getting through that time with my husband gone without the sisterhood of this business. And so even though I may have lost the paycheck side of this business during that time, I never lost my sisterhood. Kaylee and Ashley on my team, or upline and side sister, they wrapped their arms around me, and never once was it about the business. It was always about making sure I was okay, because I was trying to stay afloat. And so then when I came back into this business and just decided there's no more quitting, there's no more, this isn't optional. Like, this is my passion. And I know the lives that can change health-wise. I know the lives that can change financially, because I've seen that as well, that I fully committed. I believe it was about January. And when I tell you guys, like, my volume was nothing. I think I never quit Thriving Free. So I probably had 2 auto ship customers. And I mean, I maybe had 400 in volume. And I committed, I put my nose to the ground, and it was hard. There was times that I didn't think I was going to hit this bonus. And I was able to continue to embrace the fact that I knew I had made decisions in the past that, yes, were impacting my business now, maybe not in the best way, but that were best for my mental health. And I had a lot of peace in that. And so I just kept doing the motions. I kept doing the things. And I tried so hard to keep my vision on where I came into this business was just to help people. And that is my passion, is I just want to help people. And so each month my volume gradually went up, and April was an insane month. I ended up re-ranking 4K. on my account. I signed my husband. I hit 4K on his account. And at 11:50 on the last day of the month, hit 12K on my account. So it's been the biggest blessing. I could not do it without the people that are on this team. And anybody that is still like in that moment of, I'm not where I want to be, or, I haven't even hit a rank in this company, whatever it may be. When I tell you guys, everything can change in a month or in a day, in a night. Like, it's so true. We were 5 days out from the end of the month, and I did not think there was any way this bonus was going to happen. And my team rallied and I rallied, and we were doing $1,000 a day. And the next thing I know, 12K and 4K happened. And I sit a month later, still having no idea how we got here. But all I know is that every day to focus on the people that need this and the lives that you want to change and the lives that you want to impact. Because if you can keep your vision pure and about others, you're going to feel the reward, whether your paycheck is $1 or whether your paycheck is $10,000. Like, if you know that there's that one message that you're getting at the end of the month that says, wow, I feel fantastic. I played with my kids. I slept amazing. Whatever it may be, that is why you're here. And that is literally going to be when you find that vision to have every single person you meet feeling their best and it's about them, you will see the financial reward on the other side. I just learned I had to get out of my own way and that the tools and the steps and the trainings that this team has put together for everybody, they matter and they work and they're duplicatable. And when you decide that you want this business to be a financial freedom, there's no shortcuts. And that was one thing I had to learn, was that there is no shortcuts, and it is work, but it's also work that is just such a blessing, and it's life-changing on so many ways.
Can I just say something, Lexie? Like, you gave so many good little golden nuggets during this, but this last thing you just said, there are no shortcuts. Some of you are procrastinating because you've been looking for a shortcut. Some of you have been looking for a shortcut for 3 years. The bottom line is until you start doing the actual do, you are never going to get the get. Like, there are no shortcuts. It is dedication, consistency, hard work. And once you kind of figure that out, that's when things start to happen. Because no amount of wishing and praying does it. Trust me. I think we've all done that before. It's actually deciding, putting in the work, and making it happen. So many good tips. Thank you so much, Lexie, and congratulations. Like, you rock. Seriously, you
Thank
freaking
you.
rock. So excited. I can't wait to interview you when you go your 40K. That won't be too far away, I have a feeling.
That's the plan.
Nikki, are you on? Hey, you guys, we just got 2 more stories left, but you are definitely not going to want to go anywhere. Nikki, are you on?
I am.
Hey, Nikki. You know what? I swear I have good intentions, but they always go over. So I appreciate you hanging out with me. You're probably thinking, man, this crazy girl told me 9 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Nikki, you went and got the 12K bonus last month. Let's jump right in. How did you find Lavelle, and then your journey to 12K?
It's actually funny how I found Lavelle. I actually saw a bunch of people on my Facebook flaunting their little stickers, and I was like, okay, what's that sticker really doing? Well, one day I was on Macari and I bought some, I think it was like Scentsy or something. And I actually bought it from Star Marie. Well, at the time, obviously, I did not know who she was. I just bought something from her. Well, she was so cute and put a little thank you note in my box and saying, add her as a friend on Facebook. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm down for more friends. So then I get on there on her Facebook and I see that she has one of them stinking little stickers on her arm. And I was like, okay, here we go. So then I started talking to her, and, we formed a relationship, and now she's, my sister. But the night I was talking to her, I used to actually work overnights doing home health. And, you know, she told me her story, and her story, like, just, it really moved me. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. And she offered me, you know, to either get a 3-day sample or just go ahead and buy a month's worth. I was like, you know, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go balls to the wall. I'm going to get a whole month's worth, and I'm going to sign up as a promoter, because if this works, I doubt it's going to work. But if it works, I'm going to flaunt it, and I'm going to talk about it, and we're just going to go big or go home. So that was 2 years ago. That was April 2019. And I was a day one thriver, thank the Lord. And I messaged her and I was like, what is this that you gave? What is this? And from that day, it changed my life, from being able to take care of my son, who was he wasn't even a month old or a year old then. So I was able to, you know, work overnight, come home, take care of him. I hit my 800, the VIP bonus, like, what is it, 2 weeks after? Got the iPad bonus when that was a thing. A month later, I hit 4K. And then I hit 12K on my 2-year anniversary, April 30th, literally like an hour or 30 minutes or something crazy right before the bonuses ended. So I hit that, and I was just ecstatic and beside myself. But it hasn't always been perfect. I haven't always been 4K every single month. You know, it jumps and it goes up and down, and that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to re-rank every single month. If you're doing something, that's enough, you know. And I used to always be so down on myself because, you know, fabulous word, anxiety. But I've learned to not allow that to take over my life. And when I stopped allowing that to happen, I saw a lot more improvement, and I saw more growth and everything else. And have fun with it. You know, obviously make your goals and shoot for your goals and shoot for your dreams, and it will happen when it's supposed to happen. You know, don't ever give up, have fun, and just enjoy it, you know. And like I said, it doesn't have to be re-ranking every single month. You know, just stay consistent, form those relationships, you know, because I used to always worry about, if I post about Thrive, somebody's going to delete me off of Facebook. Somebody's going to not talk to me. And that really, really bothered me. I just couldn't allow that to happen. But now I'm like, oh, if they do, they weren't meant to be in my life. They weren't meant to be in my circle. And that's okay. For each person that leaves, another 10 come in. And you just got to keep on pushing. You just got to keep on going, because if you give up, then you're not going to get anywhere, for sure. You know, and our minds are our worst enemies. And if you allow the negativity to get in your mind, or if you allow yourself to tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to be able to do it, I'm not going to hit 12K, I'm not going to hit 40K, whatever, then you're not going to do it. You know, you have to just put that aside. You know, like I said, it could be your greatest enemy. You can have control over your mind. You can have control over everything that you do. But what you can't do is you just can't give up. You have to stop and remember why you started this in the first place.
You know, I got to tell you, you're on track. I mean, you're on track for 200K in 5 years. I always say, if people are promoting a rank a year, you are on track for the 5-year plan. And sometimes, you know, it gets derailed a little bit and it can be a 7-year plan, but you're on track. Like, I mean, it's so cool too that you can tell that you have plugged in and you have done self-development. And the thing is sometimes we're held back from going to that next rank because it's all self-development. It's, you know, we're not ready, like, on the inside, because we haven't, you know, grown ourselves. But the cool thing is I can tell that you have done a lot of growing, and that counts, that matters, and it's putting you in place to be able to receive 40K when that time comes. And I'm just so proud of you for not giving up. And you're looking at everything the exact way that you should be looking at it. You're not focusing on a rank every single month as far as, if I'm not this rank, that means I'm a failure. And if I lose rank, that means I'm a failure. Stop it.
Exactly.
And that's the way you have to do this, because if not, you guys, your attitude and mood matters. And if you're always in a bad mood, if you're always freaking out because you're not where you want to be, if you're always down in the dumps, stop. Sorry, you guys. If you're always down in the dumps because your business isn't where you want it to be, that is going to spread. People are going to feel that. And when you get down in the dumps and you don't feel like working your business because you're down in the dumps, then that spreads to how you work your business and the effort that you put in. All of that matters. Every single person on here has got to change their mindset and look at things differently. And Nikki, you just have the right mindset. So I'm so excited to see you get to that next level, which I have no doubt will be your story. Like it doesn't ever have to be an ending story, because you already have the right mental attitude. And I have no doubt it won't be long before I'm interviewing you for the next rank, because you are in it for the right reasons and in it for the long haul. And it's not a race for you. And
Right.
once people get there, once people get that mentality and that attitude, magical things happen. They really do, guys. Like all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I'm moving, things are happening. And it's because you stayed focused on your activity and what you were doing every day and being proud of yourself and plugging in and staying focused. Is because you were focusing on that rather than, oh, I didn't sign any customers this month, so now I'm down in the dumps, so now I'm not going to work for 2 weeks. Like, guys,
Exactly.
there's a ripple effect to that, like such
It
a
is.
ripple effect. Well, Nikki, I want to thank you so much for sharing. And I can't wait to see you go 40K. You deserve it, girl.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Last but certainly not least, Melanie, are you on with me? Were you
Yep.
able to?
Yep.
Oh, yes. You went 40K.
I did.
Yes, I think on tonight's Zoom, you are my only person that went 40K. We had everybody else was either 12, well, actually all 12Ks today. So first of all, so exciting. Like a $40,000 bonus is nothing to shake your head at. I'm pretty sure probably Tuesday was a nice day. Tuesday, and last Tuesday. The bonus day was probably like, well, okay, this is pretty awesome. Let's jump in, and same thing. I would love to hear how you found Thrive, and then, just kind of your journey to 40K.
So I actually ignored Thrive for like 4 years. I watched one of our other like leaders in our team leave a previous company that she had hit the top in and join Lavelle, and I thought, good for her. And I watched her hit the top of the company and I thought, good for her. That's not for me. Even though I was in network marketing, I had been in network marketing for a while, and I didn't really pay attention to what she had, because in my mind, I was thinking that's some weight loss gimmick thing and that's not what I need. And I just kind of ignored it. So it wasn't until I saw Kayla Rose Oliver posting stuff about Thrive, and she was posting about how she had all this energy and she had these 3 little kids. And at the time I was a new single mom. I was parenting by myself, 2 kids, losing my mind, not having a good time. And I had actually lost all the income from the company I had been with, and basically was hitting rock bottom. And even though I asked her 500 million questions, she answered all of them. And then I still said no. I got scared. I was used to doing like the party plan style of direct sales, and was really scared of doing like the strict MLM. And what are people going to think about me? And I was just like, nope, not going to do that. And I joined a different company. And the law of attraction stuff is so real, because everything that could go wrong went wrong there, because I wasn't supposed to be there. So everything got worse. So I lost all my income. I had my van completely break down, and all this crazy stuff happened. I ended up needing the food bank to feed my kids. I was behind paying everything. I couldn't pay my rent. I couldn't do anything. And I think I messaged Kayla and just said, help, because they had just announced the same matching bonuses that we just earned. They had announced the same one. So this was the end of September 2019.
Can I just say something real quick before you go on?
Yes.
Dude, like seriously, there's already so many little golden nuggets. Like, post about different things, because you were watching somebody post about the business and you were like, okay, whatever. But it was seeing Kayla post about the energy the products were giving her. So number one, are you posting different things? Because what is attracting one person might not attract another person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've got to post equal business, equal products, and what it's doing for your life both ways. Because if you're not, you're missing out on people that
And Thrive does so much for people that if you're only posting weight loss stories.
Right. Amen. Like, so, oh my God, that's so huge. That's why it's so huge that you guys are sharing different things all the time, constantly. And if you don't have any story but weight loss, then you need to go to the fan page and share other people's stories. Interview somebody on your timeline. Like, y'all, like, that is such a huge tip. The other thing is, you literally, Kayla kept in touch with you and she answered all your questions, and she never got nasty with you. She didn't go, why are you wasting my time? Like,
I think at some point she
5 years to sign with her, like 4 years.
She wasn't like, we get those other, other companies that are not like ours that do that kind of hound you saying, and she didn't do that. And at one point I actually thought, geez, I guess she doesn't want me to join her company then, because she's not like,
right. Because if you come from network marketing, you're not used to people like not acting like a vulture. Or like,
right?
What?
I was like, yes, she doesn't want me then. Geez.
Right. Right. It's so crazy though, because you've already given like some huge, like, you guys, this is why you get on this call and you don't get off. Like, even if it goes over, don't get off, because those are such good golden nugget tickets. And tomorrow you could go, you know what? I've never posted about the energy side of this, or I've never posted about the skincare, never posted about form or the hair, the skin and nails. And then you make a post and somebody messages you. It's like, that could be the ticket right there. So you join, and
so I actually didn't try the product first. She sent me her link to make the account. We were going to get a mini experience, the whole thing. And I just sat there and I looked at it and I'm like, do I make a promoter account? Like, what do I do? And I just thought, if this does what she's telling me, I'm running. Because like I said, I had network marketing background already. So I kind of knew if this was true, I was going with it. I think I actually live very close to her. I live about 30 minutes from Kayla. So I drove and picked up my mini. I went and got it from her because I needed something so bad. I literally had spent 3 days having like depression naps for 3 days straight. I woke up and like called my kids in sick to school, went back to bed, got up and fed them, went back to bed. So I was just exhausted 3 days, nothing, like everything sucked basically. So I was like, if this does what she says, like, I was just so excited, even though I was still very skeptical. I kind of went to bed early that night because I wanted to wake up and take the 3 steps. I was like, if this is as like amazing as she makes it look, like, I'm in. And I was lucky that I was a day one thriver. And I tried to go back to bed after I took the capsules and it didn't work. So I got up and had this amazing day. And then day 2, my daughter, she was 6 at the time, she said, don't forget your sticker, mommy. It makes you nice. I was like, shit.
You're like, okay, yeah, that's a hint that I really need to be on this product.
Exactly.
Hello.
That was it. I was like, okay, I'm in this. So like I said, I was not able to buy food at this point in time. So I could not purchase anything, but I knew I could get it for free, and I knew I was going to share with everybody. So I did what Kayla told me to. I did my posts, and I had so many people asking me things, and I wiped Kayla and Melissa out of product before they went to Jamaica. I sold all the product they had in minis because I just needed this to happen. And then they ran out of product, and I was still had people for minis, and I was like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? I took a little bit of a gamble. I don't recommend it, but I did take some money I probably shouldn't have, and I bought my promoter pack, and then I pre-sold it because, like I said, I needed that money back. So I hit my VAP 800 and I did not hit the 1600, but I did hit 4K, and I earned the $4,000 bonus at that time because we had that match rank bonuses then too. So within my 30 days, I had done all of that and didn't really know what to do with myself because we couldn't buy food. And then all of a sudden I got these bonuses in my bank account. And we went to Walmart and just bought everything. I let my kids buy everything. And they put so much junk food in the cart. It was disgusting, but it didn't matter because I'd been saying no to them for so long that I just let them buy all the junk they wanted. And then I kept going. I was like, holy, like, this is it. This is the thing. This is what I've been looking for. I had been looking for something that helped people in all the other things that I had done. There was always something missing. It wasn't quite the right thing. And I was like, this is it. This is the thing, because now I feel really good and I need other people to feel really good too. And I ended up doing 12K just after the bonuses ended. So I didn't double rank in those first bonuses. I hit 12K in January 2020 and earned my auto bonus, which was awesome, but I still thought it was fake. So I didn't actually pick a car then. I still didn't believe it. And then in my mind, I was going to be ranking through the ranks all crazy and fast. But that's not what happened, because in March, the world turned upside down. And at the time, my now husband, he's American and I'm Canadian. So he was in North Carolina and I was here in Nova Scotia. And I actually had my last trip to go and see him that March, and very narrowly got home before the border closed. And we thought, oh, it's going to be maybe a couple of weeks or a couple of months. And it ended up being 9 months. And I actually switched my focus from my business to lobbying the Canadian government to allow extended family travel exemptions. So I did not put everything into my business to keep ranking up, but I did maintain my 12K. So I maintained 12K all that time while I was fighting my government and parenting alone and having a pandemic happen and all this crazy stuff. Mental health was not good. A lot of times I did the bare minimum, but I did the bare minimum. So even on the days that were really, really awful and really bad, I had my team. And our team is a family. So I had my team, I had my family. I kind of muted all the chats I didn't need, and I just stuck with like our one team chat. I made sure that I did my IPAs every day. I did my birthdays and I checked in on my mini people and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't reaching out to people, but I was still making sure that I was responding to people. So I had to make sure that that icky energy wasn't getting into my business. So I just did what I knew I had to keep doing to make sure that, like, because I needed that extra money. And I finally got him here in November, and we finally got married on New Year's Eve of 2020, and he's here now. And he can't work because he's waiting for immigration. So it's all me, baby. So they announced bonuses again. And in January, I was just like, all right, guys, so mom's got to earn this bonus. So make sure that we don't have to go back to the food bank. And you guys are just going to have to suck it up for a couple of months. And I kept thinking I was going to get it. I'm going to get it. And stuff kept happening with kids and life and everything. So in April, we were getting down to the end, and I was pushing and pushed. I literally hurt my wrist because I was on my phone so much. I had to get a wrist support. And the last 3 days, they put us back in lockdown here in Nova Scotia. So the kids came back from school, and all of a sudden we're doing online school. and running for bonuses and everything else. And we did it the day before. It wasn't the last day. We did the day before the end of the day of the bonuses, and earned $40K, which in Canada is $52,000 for that bonus. And getting the bonus payment this month, my brain is still very much in that place where I was almost 2 years ago, thinking I don't have anything, even though we've moved to a new house and I have a free Cadillac in my driveway and all these things have changed. Every once in a while, I get that lack feeling again, and I have to kind of smack it out of myself a little bit because I don't need that energy. I keep forgetting. It's like I forget I'm not poor anymore. I forget, even though we have our cupboards have been stocked with the most food we've ever had, and my kids still say there's nothing to eat.
Hey girl, that doesn't change when you're a millionaire either. I promise you. They still open the fridge and stare in there, and then they're like, "Mom, there's nothing in here." And I'm like, "You just went to the grocery store yesterday." I'm like,
are you kidding me? We have so much food. The food is falling out of the cupboards because we don't have enough room for it. And you guys are telling me there's no food here. But it's been like, it doesn't even compute. And I legit just thought, as long as I just get that one bonus payment, like, that's great. That's amazing. If I can't hold on to it, whatever, that's fine. I'll get it back later. And we are totally on track for it as of right now. We are on track to.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Amazing. And I mean, life can happen. Things get derailed. And the thing is this business is never going anywhere for anyone. And it doesn't matter how long it took you to sign up or how many companies you failed at before. If no one would sign, like, none of that matters. What matters is what you do here and now with this. And I mean, there's so many little golden nuggets in your story, but just like in general, it's just inspiring, because I just think that there's so many people that, life happens, and I think sometimes we think we can't come back from things, or maybe it's too late for me.
It's always here. Like,
right.
That's the biggest thing, is like, I could have quit so many times. There are days I literally went onto like the job search websites and went looking, because I'm like, I couldn't get a job before because I had 2 kids and childcare costs more than I would get at a minimum wage job. Like, I'd been out of the workforce for so long from having my kids, and I literally went to interviews and got laughed at because I couldn't work outside of their school hours and stuff like that. So it was like, this has to be it. This has to work. But I still had those moments of thinking, okay, this sucks, and nobody's clicking on my stuff, and nobody's commenting on anything, and nobody wants anything, because that happens, like you're saying, it goes up and down. And I would go and look on that job website, and then I was like, you know what? No, never mind. I'm gonna go do some more IPAs. I'm gonna go message somebody, and I'm gonna go do something else, because I'm not doing that.
Well, that's the thing, is that everybody on here, this is what happens with people and why they fail. The minute that they go into that space where no one signed it, then they start getting in the funk, and then they stop working the business, and then that's why people end up quitting, or they end up not going anywhere. Because once that downward spiral happens, then you feel like you're too far gone, and then you make excuses, and then you get sidetracked, and then you think look, you guys, you have to have that long-term mindset, and you have to just go and have a why. I mean, have a why, like Melanie, like, I need to make this happen. Whatever that is for you, find it, let it be your focus, have a long-term goal, and then sit there and go, you know what? It does suck that I'm not signing anyone this month, but I just got to dive in, and I got to do more income producing activities. I got to stay consistent, because like I said, it always turns around. Always.
And my
Always.
ex, so I love watching you on Facebook, because my ex is also a narcissist, and he had a lot of money. So when we separated, I had his child support hanging over my head. He gives a lot of child support. I'm very thankful for that, because he has to give a lot of child support. But I want to get rid of everything he's ever bought me.
Right.
I don't want the last thing that's sitting in this house now is the kitchen table, and it needs to go away. Like,
right.
it needs to be gone. And when I was working for this bonus, when they first announced it, the very first thing I thought was, I want to not need that child support check. I will still take it, but I do not want to need it. I don't want that to be like, that hangs over my head all the time of, if I don't do what he wants or whatever, that he could technically take it away.
Trust me, I know the feeling. Well, mine's the opposite.
That was the thing. The first thing I thought was, I'm not going to need his money anymore.
Mine's the opposite. Mine's always taking my money. Mine's always had a free ride.
Bonus, and based on normal commissions and everything like that, I'm on track to make the same money that he does.
That's pretty freaking awesome. I mean, that's
he tells me that he really works from home, and I'm like playing or something.
Oh yeah, of course. Always the insults, girl. Well, you are proving him wrong in the world and yourself, and I mean, you're doing it, and that's what counts. And I am so just excited for you that you've stuck it out, and I'm glad this was here for you during COVID. I mean, even holding on to 12K and having that income and being able to, fight your country, to get your husband, what a story. And this never went anywhere through all of that. And then you were able to jump back in when you needed to during bonus season and grab really a life-changing bonus. I mean, super life-changing. So I'm just so excited for you, Melanie. I want to thank you first of all, I want to thank you for being my last person and staying on. You were probably like, really? It's like, oh, I don't know where you are.
It's 11:30. What the?
You're like, I'm tired, and this bitch is like keeping me on this Zoom for 10 years. So I really appreciate it. I really plan on going an hour, but my dumb butt, we would have been cool if I wouldn't have talked for 15 minutes in the beginning. Me and my big mouth. But I want to say thank you so much. And those of you guys that stuck around, you're probably pretty glad you did. I mean, we still had a good amount of people, so I'm glad for that. This is recorded, guys, and I will make sure that we get out there recording tomorrow at some point, and you guys can have all your peeps listen that didn't get a chance to. But I want to thank all of you guys that stayed on. Thanks for hanging out with us. I mean, hopefully you picked up some really good golden nuggets. And for me tonight, my golden nugget was definitely with Melanie, because it was making me think when you were talking. I have got to start posting more about other things. I've got to start sharing more stories, because I'm not hitting everybody with just what I want to post. I got to think about what other people want to see. So that was huge. Like, you do this for a long time and you kind of get set in your ways, and then getting on this, it's like, yeah, I got to get back to that. So I just want to thank you for my aha moment tonight. And thanks to all of you guys for getting on. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll be back here next week. Same time, same place, same, hopefully not this long, but that's okay. If it is, it is. And same link. So you guys can save this link in your phone or whatever and hand it to your new peeps and get them on and all that. Love you guys. Have a good one. Thanks to all of our guests, by the way. Thank you to Thuy, Sam, and by the way, Thuy's name is not spelled like I'm saying it. I had to message Thuy and be like, please, because I remember when Twin signed and I was trying to call her Huynh. Like, I was trying to call her any name but the name Twin, because that's not how it looks when it's spelled. So I'm like, wait, what do you make sure before I botch this. So Thuy, thank you for making me look better by telling me how to pronounce it before the Zoom. Sam, Katie, Lexie, Nikki, and of course, Melanie, thank you guys all for hanging out with me tonight and sharing your stories. I appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you guys next Thursday.